Despite surpassing 8 billion people in November 2022, global population growth is slowing down. However, these declines have not been equally across the globe, with some countries show explosive growth, others are beginning to wane. In an analysis of 236 countries and territories around the world, 40 were estimated to have shrinking populations, with some experiencing a decline of 1% a year or more. The data was compiled as part of the United States government's World Factbook published by the Central Intelligence Agency (CIA). This pattern of decline is mostly due to persistent low and, in some cases, extremely low fertility rates, especially in many countries in Europe and East Asia, but also in Puerto Rico and Cuba. Thomas Sobotuko, a senior researcher at the Winston Center for Demographic and Global Human Capital and deputy director of the Vienna Institute of Demography, told Newsweek. Countries with snap population decline often combine low fertility, out-migration, and relatively old population structures. Especially southeastern and eastern European countries have seen their populations shrinking rapidly due to a combination of intensive out-migration and persistent low fertility. According to the CIA data, the countries and territories with the fastest shrinking populations are as follows: Cook Islands shrinking by 2.24% every year, American Samoa, Saint Pierre and Miquelon, Puerto Rico, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Romania, Estonia, Federated States of Macedonia. The map below lists these 10 countries, illustrating countries with shrinking populations in blue and those with growing populations in red. The United States is growing at a moderate pace of 0.67% every year. However, you may have noticed one very large blue area on the map, in particular Russia. Russia has the 16th fastest shrinking population on the CIA list, but why? Russia has been facing challenging demographic trends: low fertility, stagnating or slightly shrinking population, huge regional disparities with many peripheral regions shrinking, but also persistently high mortality and poor health of the population for quite a while, Sobotuko said. In theory, the war could boost Russia's population if Russia were able to capture a lot of new territory, and the population with it, Sobotuko said. In reality, this is delusional. Even if Russia will be successful in its invasion, it will often capture many broken and destroyed cities, with old and vulnerable people left, not the kind of population boost Putin will be dreaming about. He continued. More importantly, the war is in fact leading to more deaths, disability, and injuries of many Russian men in peak productivity and reproductive ages. This also leads to a faster shrinking of the labor force, more pressure on healthcare, and fewer kids being born. The very trends that Putin was obviously trying to reverse. Going forward, Sobotuko said these shrinking trends are likely to continue as many countries continue to see declining fertility rates, aging population. Global population growth will continue slowing down, both in absolute and relative terms, Sobotuko said. More countries will see their population shrinking. This includes some of the big countries as well. For instance, China first saw its population dropping during COVID pandemic in 2021, largely because of the falling of fertility rather than due to high COVID-19 mortality. Last year, China's population dropped by more than 3 million, according to the UN estimates, and this process will accelerate in the next years and decades also. Other East Asian countries, especially Japan, South Korea, will see their populations continue falling due to low fertility rates and aged population. So this is what, according to the information coming out of the CIA and the researchers. So it means that more people are dying due to some wars, due to some difficulties and all that. It means the presidents in these countries need to address these issues or face the disadvantages that will come with their population decline in the nearby future.